Good Sunday morning to you. Um, I know that I said I was going to do the third podcast on X, Y, or Z topics. And yesterday was the 4th anniversary of Gus's date with death. And I've been heavily in process for days, weeks, months about the podcast. And so when I had a visitation from Gus, he said, "You know that third podcast? I've already recorded it, and I've had my friend Brooke edit it and everything, and ultimately I just couldn't make myself post it, and I trust that that's for good reason, for my greater good. And so I have decided, back to, so I said hi, Gus, and then I remembered it was a few days till his anniversary, and I got weepy, and he said, you might consider dumping that podcast for later, some other time, and maybe you would rather review how he and my beloveds that live in another realm, there's a bunch of them, and the people in this realm, the ways I have been helped over the last 4 years, or assisted, in creating a quality of life that almost matches. I don't know why I add the almost. I'm going to drop the almost. Matches the quality of life I had with Gus. Oh, I see there's a sunspot right there in my glasses and on my forehead. Like an assassin beam. I think I might move the camera. Well, that's not going to affect it. Okay. I'm just going to record it with the sunbeam on me. It's coming through one tiny hole in my screened-in gazebo. That's so funny. That's just alignment for you. I guess if I move, then it moves. It's off my face. Okay, so for a moment, while the sun is coming through there, I'm going to sit over here. I have my kombucha. Cheers. It's Sunday morning, and I woke up and I had a dream that Amy Poehler and Peter Crone came to assist me in the story of Diane. Oh wow, I'm looking at 4 baby chipmunks all by my car. They like my car. I think they assess that it's a safe place to run under. So there's 4 of these teeny tiny little chipmunks. Oh, 5. Okay, anyway. Wish I could show them to you, but I can't. Because they'll run. So for a few days I was working on reviewing, and I'm not a big fan of reminiscing, I gotta tell you that. I was reviewing the 4 years and putting it down on cardstock each year and doing a bit of a summary. And it was stressing me out. So I decided then yesterday I let Gus write me a letter I write it. He he gives it to me and what he wants to say to me on the death anniversary. So I'm going to read that. Okay. Just a minute. I'm going to grab my journal. My dear Diane, one time he said to me, "Why are you being so mean to my Diane?" I've never forgotten it. I will always reach for you. This day is yours. You are me. I love how you move in the world representing us. Thank you for taking the influence of people I send your way, so many student teacher peers, to help reduce your suffering. Shadow work up next with some of the best. He's referencing that I was accepted into a 12-month course starting in October 2022 with Rosalind Watts, who is my hero when it comes to integration and shadow work with psychedelics. And she's going to train a group of us that have been accepted into this new pilot project on how to do that over the course of 12 months, how to build community and how to deepen our relationship with nature. So that's what he meant by going to do some shadow work with the best. He said, regarding what you could put on a back burner for fall and winter shadow work and resting, I propose pausing on the podcast, pausing on the new websites, pausing on the big community build that I was planning, pausing on the coursework that I was also planning, and pause on designing projects with April, my deep dive guide from Amsterdam. Here's the 10 things that he said maybe I could consider doing over fall and winter. I'm part of a content creator group that I just joined with entrepreneurs and content creators, and I'm going to learn how to do TikTok and share on TikTok from them so that I can continue with that commitment. Then there's the 12 tree community. Oh yeah, it's hunting season. That was close. Okay, sorry. That was very distracting and scary and icky. Mainly because I like the animals so much. An animal may have just died, so I'm going to do a chant that Gus taught me. Gate, gate, pera sum gate, bodhisvaha. Gate, pera sum gate, bodhisvaha. Gate, pera sum gate, bodhisvaha. What it means to me, my interpretation is gone, gone, gone beyond to join everyone. The third thing to continue is my music, learning to make music on my Laura G tongue drum, the Celtic B minor tongue drum that I played. See, I'm gonna add that after I record this. So, and I have a flute coming that my teacher is Ricky Hilson of Rewild Your Soul. He lives in Massachusetts in a beautiful place, and he made a flute for me in the same key as my Laura G, and I'm going to be able to play harmony with myself, and it's coming in the mail this next week, so I will start taking every other week lessons for the flute, and every other week for the tongue drum, my Laura G. I'm going to complete the nature journaling course. I'm probably not going to take the Master Naturalist course. I don't know. We'll wait and see. I was thinking I wanted to do that in the spring. But I also want to stop doing so much, and I want to balance it with being. I just had a dizzy spell that was an eye-opener for me about a week ago, and it told me I need to change up some things, and Gus has given me some help and some suggestions. I'm going to be moving my private clients in my private practice to a community model because I'm committed to developing a unique way to provide therapy. And so I'm going to teach them everything I'm learning in my community builds. Number 6, continue TikTok. Number 7, I'm going to join a writing group with Brooke, my favorite editor-in-chief and creative, let's see, I call her my creative director number 2. I love her, and she's been long writing. She's a writer, like after your own heart if you're a writer. 8, keep doing my retreats, which I adore doing. 9, continue with my regular massage and physical therapy to keep helping my body age beautifully. And 10 is continue to develop and cultivate and practice being an altruistic hedonist, which means love, laughter, and orgasm. That's shorthand. What it means to me to be an altruistic person and cultivating that, it means I care and I love everybody I can connect with and not have any attachment to how long they stay in my life. That's the work part. That's the hard work part. Not care how long they stay. And so based on that, my skill set is to develop crushes on my 83-year-old cousin, my grandson, the person who helped me with my phone. Honest to God, I mean, they're everywhere. I develop crushes on all the people that I delight in knowing and interact with and connect with. So I'm going to continue that as a practice. Not about getting love, it's about giving love. And then the hedonist is when I did the Big 5 personality test, which I recommend for everybody because it's the one test that will measure progress. It's one personality test, if you will, that will measure progress. And it measures your neuroticism, and you like that score to be low, and it measures pleasure seeking, and that's hedonism. and mine scored extremely high. And I know that's because I learned that life is full of marvelous experiences and tough, tough experiences. And one day I went to my nature journaling class, and she said, the air is garbage. We're not going outside. That was our first class because we were smoking, we were inverted, and all the quality air was the worst, highest alerts there were. And that day I fell in love with the word garbage, and I thought, I'm going to do garbage gratitude journaling. And so I'm not going to go into it very much, but I'm just saying that if I'm learning to love life, which I am, reality, learning to love reality, how much do I love the hard lessons? Not very much. So Byron Katie teaches that all things happen for me, not to me. So I decided I had about 5 happen in a row, which isn't normal for me. I usually lead a pretty cool life. It's pretty good, high quality, and of course, I get the $2,500 worth of repairs are needed on your car, and oh, by the way, we're going to nullify your lifetime warranty on the car because you didn't get pre-approved to have the oil changed by another outside dealership, etc., etc. And then that turns, and so what I did is I journaled those lessons, 5 of them, on one column. And then I made a dotted line to the other column, which is how could that possibly be for me instead of to me? Because I don't want to be a victim of anything that I can consciously catch. Oh, I'm ready to give up my happiness because they and that and there, and I don't want to do that. And I catch it a whole bunch of the time now. And so here I am taking deliberately tough, challenging to keep my perspective. And then, as it turns out, they were going to charge me double what the local mechanic has assured me is the true price of what it would cost to fix those repairs. So I'm free from the lifetime warranty where they could overcharge me. Honest to God, thank you, thank you. And then there were other lessons that I had on there, but garbage journaling is tickling my fancy for the moment. So back to the letter from Gus. So he was saying focus on those things. And then he ends with, what, if anything, am I in control of? That's my koan. Koan is meant, these are my words, because he was a Zen Buddhist monk, and so he did koan study with his teacher, and he taught me some of the koans, and he gave me the answer to one of the koans before he died. That's intimacy for you. And so I saw where Peter Crone said he had all these questions. I'm currently crushing on Peter Crone. He said he had all these questions, sort of these, what do you call it? Existential questions. He was heartbroken over a woman who left him, and he was like, why do I exist, kind of thing. And he got an answer, and I'm not going to spoil it for you, just to say that if my question I've been holding since I came back from Sweden, where they said I may not be in control of anything, accept my responses or my reactions. And I've been holding that challenge from Sweden, from summer camp, and wondering what the answer is. And I came up with my own answer, and Gus pointed it out. Only don't know. I only don't know the answer to that. And for some reason, maybe because I let myself feel sad off and on all day yesterday, and I let myself experience beautiful connections with my grandson and with baby chipmunks, and working on reducing a big wood pile that we created, and being in the beautiful October weather with the sunshine and the shade and green tea, conversation and a boombox blaring 21 Pilots, because that's my grandson's one of his all-time favorite bands when he was younger. I've known him so long. And I said to him, that sounds like a Javen song. He goes, it's 21 Pilots. And I said, named it, nailed it, got it. Okay, so back to the end of my letter Gus wrote to me. He reminded me that my dedication is to nurturing myself and others and living a life of inquiry. That means questioning my thoughts and beliefs. What's wrong with me? Nothing. I am innocent. Cherish and adore myself. Last and not least, let go of attachments to outcomes and identifications. Love, Gus. So rather than completely put down my podcast, I'm going to create outtakes, archival. I spent 3 years recording and writing and recording and creating content and I did interviews with lots of the people I crush on. And so I am going to post those willy-nilly across fall and winter, because there's no pressure involved on me by doing that. And that just gives you some backdrop. And if you give a shit and you want to know more and you're happy to hear from me, maybe you're part of my audience that I want very badly. I want to find my fellow edgy travelers, and I want to build that community too. Yet I'm not willing to overschedule myself. I am on the work till I die plan. I knew that a long time ago. So for me, the less separation between the work I do and the life I lead and love, the better. So he's right. I have too many things I have put on my plate because I love so many different things. And the dizzy spell, how it's for me, not to me, was wake up. You probably, Diane, would like more rest. And my dear guide, April, suggested that, what does a stone at rest look like? And finally, she said, Diane, it might take 6 months of resting. It might take fall and winter for you to just go inside and see what's there and be part of these things you've signed up for. And I know you want to do and do and do, and that's what you're slowing down. So with her help, this is where I'm at with this third podcast. Is I want to say I really cherish this point of entry into my unique delivery system for therapy, and there's nothing that's going to make me let it go. I am going to pause on it, and that's what I'm going to do instead. So I don't know who you are yet. I do know I love you, and I know that I think that's so queer. Sorry, but it's just, I think it's so, I judge it when other people say that. Love you. I'm like, you don't even know me. Well, that's true too. I don't know you yet. That's meaning less and less to me every day as I come across new people all the time that I immediately click with or I learn to click with over time. So I love the potential. How's that? The potential for me to love you. Because that's my true nature, and that's your true nature, according to Byron Katie, and I'm buying it. I'm buying it. She's selling it. I'm buying it. All right. I'm going to say goodbye. I don't want this to be too long. All right. Bye-bye.